Gemini, welcome to your 3-month overview, July, August, and September. We're going to start by going over the board I'm using for you and all 12 signs. That way we're all on the same page. We're going to open your reading with taking a look at you for the month of July, 7, the Chariot. Moving into August, 8, Strength. And then, of course, September, 9, the Hermit. Bottom row, those energies I like to take a look at when we do the 3-month overview, starting with the Sun. Happiness. Are we happy? Or perhaps the idea of the sun is changing. This is common, that's why I look at it. Also the Tower, anything unexpected over the next several months we should know about. Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not, but do keep in mind what I'm seeing here today is largely future-oriented. That being said, back here in June, do you have an idea of what to expect over the next several months? Yes, of course you do. But we're here to see the stuff that you don't know about in as much as the stuff that you do. So, a mixture of confirmation pieces as well as the unknown pieces. But we must do our best. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Alrighty. Show me Gemini in July. The Fool. 7 of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Hey, nice little spike there. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Queen of Wands. Yeah. You seem to be getting into your particular zone in July. There's a steadiness here. Increase of enthusiasm. Increase of passion. Interest. Creativity. Curiosity. My goodness. You look invigorated, yes. But there's a sense of adventure, particularly creativity, around a known environment. You went from a 7 to an 8 of Pentacles. So, long story short, it seems like things are going very well for you at work or your career environment. The path is steady enough, but your energy around it is increasing. So again, a rise in passion, creativity, enthusiasm. Your ambition is showing here. And there was a time when you were feeling a little detached from all this, and now you're back in a big way in July. My goodness, look at you. Very excited for everything that you're doing in July. You've had some fresh ideas. You can't wait to get them going, because things have been a little dull, right? 7 of Pentacles, steadfast, but perhaps a little dull through your eyes. Come July, no, you're going to have a big spike of fresh energy over these pre-existing constructs that, again, I would call work, career. 7, 8 of Pentacles. Beautiful. So the workflow for you increases as well. Some detachment, the 8 of Cups, I see that as a symptom here of the 7 of Pentacles, like I said. It's a known environment. It has its own pace. It has its own rhythm. But you're a little detached. Okay. You're about to get way back into your your field, your experience, your sense of security in a big way in July. My goodness. So excited. Implementing changes. Your workflow gets faster, smoother. My goodness. You look inspired. I dare say inspired, yes. Very much so. Some of you have been hit with that muse energy. Oh, yes. It's safe to say your production value is going to go up in July. It's going to feel so good making those changes. Absolutely speaking to this Gemini's sense of ambition here. A lot of good creative influence. Let me know what you're up to. You may not know just yet, to be fair to you, but you already have pre-existing ambition around your work energies. But I maintain there's an influence of fresh energies on this stuff. You're glowing with it, excited. Very nice. Okay, let's take a look at Gemini in August. Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, 6 of Swords. What's that about? I have Priestess, Ace of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. This seems to be something you're familiar with. It doesn't necessarily shock this Gemini, at least that opening portion doesn't at all. Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, Six of Swords. You have a very strong profile. It's very grounded. And you are accustomed to having an open heart. Okay. And Six of Swords, wherever it is that you had been existing emotionally. Okay. You've been making strides and moving away from old emotional energies, old emotional set points, old emotional comfort zones. Your heart's changed, but in a subtle way, soft way, a beautiful way. It's not very blunt at all. No, it represents a process. Your old emotional comfort zone, whatever that means to you, you've been moving away from it for a hot minute, a while now. Something else has been guiding you. This is the unknown piece. You're not there yet. You'll be feeling your way towards it in August. The High Priestess, Ace of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. It's beautiful. It's not rushed. Not at all. You have an easygoing emotional presence. Sincere, but easygoing. This Gemini's not prone to emotional drama. You have a very comforting presence there with the Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups. A sense of self. Like I said, it's a strong profile. But yeah, you have been making strides, moving away from an old emotional comfort zone and feeling your way, it seems quite literally, towards new. I'm curious to see what that means to you. And like I said, to be fair, this is the unexpected piece. In August, something's just going to kind of take over for you. It's not loud. It doesn't have these huge energetic spikes like I see for your work stuff in July. This is softer, like I said, more subtle. I wonder where that feeling will take you. Okay. Yeah, there's something here you've been trying to leave behind. But it seems, in August, you're also entering new. Your heart, it seems, is a lot fuller and ready for a new experience by August. Sun, Gemini in September. You got it? Song, you got it. Oh, that's Roy. Roy Orbison, I believe. I'm saying his last name correctly, but Roy, you got it. I just clicked on. Sometimes it's just, I tell you, it's like literally in terms of music frequencies that I get, it's like somebody somewhere just hits the play button and just starts out of nowhere. Oh, let me know if you resonate with old Roy there. You got it. Anything you want, you got it. Anything you need, you got it. Okay. September. Knight of Cups. The Emperor. Six of Wands. Yeah, you're feeling very good. Very good. Let's keep going. The Hermit. Two of Wands. Ten of Pentacles. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not surprised. This is beautiful. It's nice when people show me follow-up. I mean, there's no guarantee, by the way, when we read things months in advance that any particular reading will be linear. No. It's actually much more common for subjects to jump around, and then sometimes we tie up a point, in which case in September you have a point that's tied up quite beautifully from here in July. So you see all that work activity, that spikes of energy, creativity, passion, ambition. Beautiful. September, baby, you're sitting pretty. Literally by Virgo season, you're going to be very chill about your work efforts. You look calm, you look very comfortable, steady. It seems ready for fall. Oh yeah, you're poised. Absolutely. By the end of late summer, you are ready for fall. I don't know what that means to you, but I'm just telling that to you. You're ready for fall. The Hermit, Two of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. Very secure about all the work you did back here. You're like, yep, did a good job. Incorporating those influential energies, the creativity. Oh yeah, you did a good job. Smooth, very smooth by October. I'm not supposed to be reading that far out, but I'm not going to deny it because it's right there. So now there's also a follow-up to this piece here in August. This is lovely. I'm very happy for you. It's so gentle, so subtle, the way you're listening to yourself. This piece you knew, leaving something behind in your heart, being at peace with it, allowing yourself to let it go, and for your heart to open up in a different direction, speaks to you very softly. The High Priestess, Ace of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and no rush. But I cannot deny you seem to be elated here in September. Something's kicking off for you, like personal fireworks here in September. Knight of Cups, the Emperor, Six of Wands. Oh yeah. Outward. Some very masculine energy here. You know, it's good. It's good. It's all good. We're feeling proud of ourselves. We're feeling a little manifest destiny there. Large and in charge, but soft too. Soft. So outwardly very masculine, very pleased with oneself. Six of Wands, the Emperor. Yeah, triumph. Like, look what I got going on. But what's behind it is a softer feeling. It's shy, it's almost sweet. This was not a coincidence. But I like how you showed me, and the work stuff, it's good. That panned out really well. I don't know why they're emphasizing October is going to be a perhaps busy month for you, but set and solid, as we would say. All right, let's take a look at your sun. You have a lovely reading today. Extraordinarily simple. You'll have to pardon me, darling, but I have enough experience with your collective to know this. Gemini readings, more often than not, have that tendency to fall into the category of complex. So it was actually, very nice of you to show me this today. Thank you. That's wonderful. And to be fair to you, yes, I quite liked Aquarius as well. Oh. I think the air signs are setting a standard this round. Although I haven't done Libras yet, so. Okay. Let's see the sun, please. The Gemini. Nine of Pentacles, Temperance, Eight of Wands. Oh, yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Aries has something similar, a long-term source of happiness, which, again, one of the reasons why I look at the sun is because we cannot assume what makes us so-called happy is long-term. Okay? You can be happy today and miserable tomorrow. It depends. If you have a long-term set point when it comes to the sun, a particular value, around what constitutes happiness, you're much more likely to achieve it and hold it with you for a long time. And you are showing me that you have a long-term sun here, one that you've prized almost all your life. Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, that you would always be in the position of doing well for yourself, making yourself personally secure, someone who values experience and competence. You've always wanted to, you always valued, personally, Nine of Pentacles, individuation, personal authority. But above all, being able to be a secure person in your own name and right. You've always valued that, and you meet that value. And that's why you would say you're pretty happy. Overall, Temperance, Eight of Wands. You're not shy about it. You're not shy about it at all. No, you've always kind of communicated that verbally or through body language or action alone. What I do is important to me. It's not just important to me, it makes me happy to be a person of competence and individuation and someone who can honestly say that they are personally secure and can guarantee their own interests. So that makes me incredibly happy. Good. That's a beautiful source of sun for you. And like I said, long-term, it's not short-term happiness at all. That's ongoing. That has not changed for you. That's a beautiful value, and you live up to it. It seems you've lived up to it all your life. And it shows. Anything else, please, for happiness? Continue on. It serves you well. The Emperor, Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, I got that vibe from you. You're that person that you thrive. Kind of being the Emperor, someone who's in charge. Manifest destiny. Don't get me wrong, you might be a boss in the real world, and I have no doubt that you are, but you prizing your personal sense of independence and ability, that's way up there for you. That's never changed. So just to let you know, what we do in one area of our life tends to translate into other realms as well. If you prize being autonomous and capable and independent, you're going to have a very similar approach in your love energies as well. I believe I'm looking at a Gemini that you thrive in personal connections that allow you to be you. Now, you think that's true for everybody? No. Okay. A lot of people never feel so secure in their love interests as when they get to merge with somebody, right? And they really have that sense of, we're very equal. What happens to you is what happens to me. Okay. You're that type of person that you thrive in emotional connections that allow you to be you. And, you know, I get that. I do. I really do. Whatever it is you connect to over here, may it love you the way you are. Okay? And allow you to thrive in that space of independence. You do so well there. Okay? You're very capable. And it would take you matching with someone who is equally secure that allows you to go out there and to operate the way that you do. Okay? High levels of independence and personal security. Again, you want to match to your equal, not your lesser. So make sure that you connect to someone who also understands that sense of individuation and autonomy, and I can do my own thing, and I'm capable, right? You and I might be connected emotionally, but you're going to need to connect to somebody who has that same sense of self-security, right? It's not going to question your sense of authority or empowerment. In fact, they praise it, they respect it, because they operate by those same rules. So you would do well to connect to someone like that. You are not going to do well to connect to somebody who is extremely codependent or extremely insecure. So just FYI. Okay. But yes. Oh yes, you have a very independent profile. But I get that. I respect that. I do. You know? Connecting people who understand that you're different, that you're a little more strong-willed, you're a little more capable than most. And that person being secure enough, they wouldn't have you any other way. Right? They love you for it. They appreciate you for it. They're not threatened by your own abilities to thrive, you know? To provide and thrive, because that's who you are. It's hard finding people like that are that secure. Okay, the Tower. Anything unexpected? The Hanged Man. Oh, you weren't expecting. That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit of the unknown for you. Your intuition's going to kick in sometime around August. Am I really going in that direction? Now, mind you, that's not a huge shock. It really isn't. It's just like, that's got to be one of the most subtle towers I've ever seen. Well, I mean, I knew I was changing in my heart. I didn't know I was going for Ace of Cups. I didn't see that coming. So it was very subtle for you. So it's a bit of a surprise, but not too much of a surprise. The Hanged Man, Ace of Cups, the Chariot. Yeah, you had this idea that love can be... that That can be put off. That's fine. That's fine. No rush. And from your point of view, you're still changing in your heart. You are still detaching from an emotional comfort zone. Right? That was your point of view. And I get you. Respect to that. I'm the same way. You don't just go rushing into a new cup every time you leave something behind, you know? So I don't know how often it happens for you, but you're that same person. It's like, no rush on that, right? We still believe in love. We still want to be part of love. That'll present itself in time. You kind of knew that, but the feeling that you might actually be going towards it, allowing yourself to open up towards it actively, to actively pursue it, perhaps on your terms, yeah. Here it is again. It's under your tower. So it's not too much of a shock. But it's like, I'm arriving here sooner than I expected. I'm going in that direction sooner than I expected. It's like, honestly, I thought I was going to put more thought into it, actually. That's cute. I'm saying cute. That's not at all disrespectful because it's so casual. It's just a little sooner than you expected. I didn't think, Christina, my heart would go there so soon. Huh. That's it. Oh, yes. I see you got some personal fireworks kicking off, like I said, here in September, so. Something's going right for you there. King of Swords, Four of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Yeah. You thought maybe you could have some new friends in your life. Nothing too crazy, nothing too committal. King of Swords, Four of Swords, Three of Pentacles. You thought you needed more time to rest and reflect on these subjects. But honestly, you couldn't see pursuing anything beyond a so-called friendship. Yeah. This idea of entertaining love or new love or pursuing it, it's like, no, that's way off. No. Way off is actually August. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not trying to rush you. You're not trying to rush you. Just a very gentle feeling, kind of politely. Doesn't necessarily sweep you off your feet, but it sweeps your feet forward, if that makes sense. I'm curious. I want to know who got your attention in September. And it makes you feel like you're celebrated for who you are. Seen for who you are. Connecting to someone who's not going to ask you to change your method because your method works, right? When somebody's method or process works, don't ask them to change that. You know? A lot of people have no doubt for this Gemini, you connected in the past and they were intimidated by how capable you are. You can go out there for 10, 12, 14 hours, do what you need to do, and you can do it solo pretty comfortably. You seem to have that kind of authority when you walk into the room. People defer to your experience automatically. You want to connect to an Empress, guys. Someone who gets it. Because they know how to hold power in their own way. And not try to take it from someone else. So, this Gemini, it would not suit you to connect to a clingy, or anxious type. You need to connect to somebody who gets it. Okay? I want that for you. I really, really do. Because you deserve to be loved for who you are. And not just how much you can provide. All right? I feel a little protective of you, not that you need it from me, but because you have so much going on for you, you know. But I'm looking at you, you're pretty smart. You know to protect your own interests, yeah? Whatever it is that you were amped up for here in July in your work energies, everything's set. by October. Well, Virgo season, and then it rolls into October when you apparently need this done. So, advice, please, for Gemini. Okay, that's pretty good. Ten of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Death. Something has ended. Okay. Does it have to do with your evolving heart space here? That's a pretty non-negotiable ending I'm looking at. It's not on your base here today. Let's see more about that, please. Six of Pentacles, Two of Cups, the Moon. Yeah. Okay. It's something you're still working through, and it's private to you, and that's all right. That's life for you. I have no problem if people keep their secrets, just so long as you know what they are. That means you have the opportunity to work through them, right? Secrets are only a problem when they're a secret unto ourselves. But you know about this. You just don't go on and on about it. Six of Pentacles, Two of Cups, the Moon. Yeah, there's something here you used to balance with, and perhaps from your point of view, at some point it seemed fair. You thought it was pretty back and forth, right? You thought it was pretty equal. At some point it ended, so I'm going to go ahead and defer back to this very subtle admission here that you have been moving on in your heart. I told you it's an old emotional comfort zone. Something here your heart used to be attached to and invested in. Okay? Because this is who you are. This is how you operate. This is how you love. Secure investment attachments. All right? You had been moving on from an old one. It surprised you this idea of love is coming up for you sooner rather than later. You thought that would be another concept for another day. So I'm looking at what precedes it. This is what you had been moving on from. And you still work through it via your moon. And it was quite painful. Quite abrupt. Even if you have the work up to it, the ending, it seems, was quite punctuated. Okay. You're still working through that. Because there was this notion that it was fair and square. It wasn't. Ace of Pentacles, Five of Wands. That's what caused it. There's the Six of Swords again. You had this idea that it was supposed to be balanced, and now you can't help but wonder or question if it ever was, and that's part of the moon. Here was the notion of fairness, even, 6 and 2. The moon, that's what you are working through. Was it ever really fair, though? Was it ever truly reciprocated, the feeling or the investment? No. It seems no. Ace of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Six of Swords. To be clear, this Gemini is phenomenally acquainted with hard work. You've shown it many times. And Five of Wands, Six of Swords. There's always pushback against the working element. Either someone, long story short, in that connection did not want to work hard like you did, or they were constantly at odds with what it is that you do. Okay? Now, if you're that person, that you work hard towards the goal, and you're in a relationship where someone feels like they're competing against your work energies, this is what I was speaking to. Connect to someone like you. Okay? Because if someone puts themselves in the path or position of working against your work efforts, they're not in alignment with you. Okay? And then somebody who, frankly, can't put in their side of things, their effort. In fact, they actively push against it. I shouldn't have to do any of this, you do it, something like that. Again, it runs contrary to who you are, right? Eventually, you're going to find that unattractive. Because you know what you can do. And if you're looking for true partnership, and there's resistance around the true part, yeah, eventually it's going to fall out of favor for you. Okay. Yeah, but that's something you're still unpacking under your moon. It's a notion that it was supposed to be fair, but it wasn't. They were always pushing against, contributing, actively contributing, or pushing against my efforts when this is important to me. My career, my whatever, is a pre-existing goal, and that's not going anywhere. And you already showed that under your sun. Okay, so someone who could not be made secure by how much it is you have to put out there into the world and how often you do it. Something to think about, folks. So that's the old ending. That's where you're coming from. You're doing a beautiful job, okay? Leaving that behind in your past, keeping it there. The Emperor, Ace of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I think what you're showing me is a short turnaround of energies. Emperor, how many times do you? 3? You might have some very prominent Aries in your chart, my friend. Very. The Emperor, Ace of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, see? Wheel of Fortune, time has passed. How much time, I don't know. 6 of Swords. Process is different for everybody. You had been making progress and you're still unpacking some of this stuff, but guess what? That turnaround for you, that energetic turnaround, is coming for you sooner than you had anticipated. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out there and immediately rush into new Ace of Cups. No, not at all. I told you already. Your intuitive self, it's a very soft, subtle feeling for you. It even shows up under your tower. It's like, I didn't think I'd be going there anytime soon. Yeah. The energy catches up to you sooner rather than later for this idea of new. There's a rush of it. It sweeps upon you. Subtle at first, but then it catches up to you fully by September. Yes, you're showing me triumph. Something here becomes available to you, and you want it to. It's lovely, actually. Remember, if you desire long-term, then long-term, that person needs to be more like you, not less. Someone who is not threatened by independence or autonomy. Sorry, that's just how it is. You know? Some people, their work demands that they are gone for hours out of the day. I have to. You need someone who's going to freak out on the day-to-day. It needs constant reassurance. Yeah, like someone who's like, you do that because I'm over here doing my thing too. Go team. You come together at the end of the day. Knight of Cups. Okay. 3 of Pentacles, Temperance. All right, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, there seems to be something here. Knight of Cups. There it is for you. Twice. And 3 of Pentacles, Temperance. This is very much a conscientious effort. Here. Knight of Cups. There's that softness for you. That sweetness. You're showing me that masculine outward energy of Feels good. I feel really good. A Knight of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Temperance. There's a cooperative agreement in here. I don't know how else to put it. Two people, which is good. So it's not just one person. It's two people saying, okay, let's open up to this. Let's build into it. It's a cooperative agreement. Temperance, Three of Pentacles. It's not just you deciding that. And it's not just them. Both of you. Let's build into this with emotional intent. Let's take our time. I don't want to rush anything. Really emphasizing the mechanics of a starting structure. Emphasizing friendship, commonalities. Okay, what we have in common here. But yeah, that is absolutely a cooperative agreement. And this is what's kind of shooting off your personal fireworks in September. You want to with this one. We really want to try from the ground up. I have two people here agreeing to the same concept, but it's done so in a loving way. So no, I don't see this being stuck at friendship. No. It's the promise of building into something more, but taking time. Okay? Obviously, you're a high demand person, and whoever it is you're connected to either gets it or they themselves operate in a similar frequency. Okay? But the sincerity is there, and that's all I care about. And agreement is there. And it's meant on both sides. Again, all I care about. Matching. Goal for goal. Light for light. Do these two people get it? Are they on the same page? Yeah. Take it from there, my friend. I like how under your tower here, it's like, well, you know, I'm approaching this a bit sooner than I thought. There's some other ones in there. You know, it's a bit sooner than I thought. That's all. But I have to tell you, the sensation's coming back to you right on time. It's just sooner than you anticipated. Your availability seems to be marked to this person specifically. I don't know that it would have been for any other person, but it is right on time. I didn't even see who they are. Just a cooperative agreement. We want to take it in this direction, take our time. Really emphasize the basics. Okay. You had a really straightforward reading today, Gemini. I liked it a lot. Okay, sure. Underlying, possibly a water sign. Possibly. Let's see. The next one would be, yeah. No, I don't see it as... Well, currently we're in Cancer season, certainly. It's too soon, I believe. Next one would be Scorpio. But yeah, just could be straight up water sign. Shine. Hell yeah. Well, Leo season, you shining, honey. And that's honestly a couple weeks away, 3 weeks. I want you to enjoy this energy here in July. Where your stuff is cooking. It's about to take off. You're excited. I like your influence here. You are contributing to the creative process, to be clear. But it seems you're also taking in influence that's getting you all excited. You got some really good feedback here in July. But, yeah, everything's set. But yeah, Leo season, I have no doubt, is your time to shine. Perhaps for some of you, Leo is your rising. Maybe your moon, Aries and Leo in there for you. Oh, certainly. Doesn't have to be, but I can see that. And that's you, darling. Speak your world into being. You know? Exactly. Like that. That's why it's under your happiness. You spoke your world into being some time ago. And you continue to do so. That's never stopped for you. You've always made it very clear about what it is you're trying to do or achieve, how goal-oriented you are. You've never hidden that fact. It's a source of happiness for you, and that's why I don't want you to change. So therefore, connect in future, love interest-wise, to someone who gets it. Not someone who asks you to compromise compromise yourself to make them feel more secure. No, no, no. Connect to someone who's equally secure in these kind of things. You can't go wrong. And speak your world into being. Never stop doing that. Okay? It's part of self-fulfilling prophecy. You're speaking it into the world. You know this. Harmony, stability, flow. Oh yeah, I know. That's a huge emphasis for you. Yes. Yes, you want to increase the flow. And when you do, stability. Stabilizing these efforts. Well done. Divine masculine. Yeah, I got that vibe for you several times. Oh, yeah. Outward masculine energy several times. You got a beautiful heart in there. You really do. But you have outward masculine. So I'm not saying you have to be a male. I'm saying that's clearly a prominent and important energy for this Gemini. It's how you operate in your 3D world. Very outward masculine, manifest destiny. Okay. You're quite good at it. So again, if you're so love inclined, like I believe I'm seeing for you, you want to connect to the divine feminine empress. Someone who is equally productive and understands their own level of power and personal security points, with or without you or a partner. See what I'm saying? You know who you are with or without a partner. Connect to someone who is likewise. That's it. Security meets security. More often than not, what I see is insecurity meets insecurity. You already have experience with this. And a spiritual awakening. And I'm sure you have. And you will continue to do so. There's still yet more to be revealed about your previous situation that you're coming from. There's more to learn there. You do it privately, and that's also part of the masculine experience. Right? I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying you have to be secretive. Open up to somebody. Right? But for the most part, you see it as a private experience. I get that. Okay. I know you're interested in long term. I know. So I see you focusing, and they too, on the mechanics with each other. And temperance, you know who you are. I'm holding out hope here that you're connecting to someone who knows who they are. I believe, yes, you're someone who prefers long term. I'm not saying you have to be married, but long term, yes? That's what I was supposed to see. What else? It's a great match. Well done. No wonder your fireworks are popping off in September. Personal. Yeah, you've got that feeling too, man. You got that vibe. You put down those tracks with this person pretty damned easily. They know who they are, so do you. I think it's a great long-term match as well, and I'm just seeing it barely begin. Right there in September, those precious early layers that you add upon and you add upon, and it feels so fucking good because you know it's substantial. You get that it's going somewhere. Right? There's no insecurity around it. No sense of fragility. It just starts to take off, and it feels correct, and it's in the right speed at the right way at the right time. I'm very happy for you. Emperor, Ace of Wands, that influx of energy we see for you. I love that it's like the most subtle admission I've ever seen in a tower. Well, this is happening sooner than expected. But it doesn't feel bad, so I'm not going to dismiss it. No. Actually, I think I'd like to explore this further, and it starts right around August. I'm not saying mid-August. I feel it's closer to the top end within that first week. Because the only thing you showed me, you know you still have work to do here. And there's even a sign in your heart for what you've left behind. And you continue to leave behind, but you don't stay there in the past. No, something flows open for you, August, early. Okay, that's done. This is done. D, N, Y, and we have the medallions of Cancer, Pisces, and once more, Aries. Fourth time now. Oh, what is your Aries placement? Because I know this Gemini's got one. Even if it's one, it's a strong one. Okay. All right, let's pull some more. Something feels incomplete. Q, K, A, and we have the Tree of Life, the Ten of Pentacles. Absolutely, your roots are important to you. You will continue to grow and prosper, I have no doubt. And then the Lotus Flower, the beautiful unfolding. Okay, at first, what we're looking at doesn't always make sense, but when it unfolds, it's beautiful. And then how we see how it couldn't have been any other way. And that includes our energy, our personal experience, everything. Okay, also a little bit of Scorpio energy there. Okay, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.